Warning. The following episode contains spoilers about Happy Death Day. Warning. The following episode contains spoilers about the film Happy Death Day. Warning. The following episode contains spoilers about Happy Death Day. Okay, why am I still here? Wasn't this good enough? What do I have to do? Is it because I didn't tell a joke? I don't understand. What? All right, fine. Warning. The following episode contains spoilers about Happy Death Day. Okay, come on. That one had to be good enough to... Welcome to Marianne's Macabre movie review.
Hello and welcome to Marianne's Macabre movie review. Today we have special guest Nate Jackson.
Hi.
Brandy Jackson.
Woohoo!
J. Keith Jackson.
Yep.
And myself.
Didn't even wait.
Marianne. So what we saw was Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
And so the fun thing about today is Nate is, how old are you?
10.
He's 10 and he's my nephew and Keith's nephew.
You didn't ask my age.
And Brandy is
35.
Is Keith's sister and my sister-in-law. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a family affair today.
But also not Nate's mother.
But also not Nate's mother.
We have to clarify.
She did an awesome job and did her awesome auntly duty and took him to see Happy Death Day.
It was awesome.
What I think was interesting is we just happened to watch this on, was it Thursday?
Thursday, yes.
Which happened to be the day before Groundhog Day.
Exactly. Speaking of that, let's go around and we'll discuss just a brief overview of what we thought of it. We'll go ahead and we'll dive deeper into it. Nate, why don't you start? What did you think?
It was very surprising in the end. I did not expect it at all.
Yeah.
Me, I mean, it was I kind of expected it. I
Once.
think, I know. I did.
I did too.
I'm always like that.
there.
I always think ahead, and I'm always like, oh, it's you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I probably thought some other movies were a little bit better, like Scream, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mm-hmm.
I found it very entertaining, though, and I actually was surprised. I felt like something didn't quite fit with the false ending. I mean, I thought they really laid it on thick as far as her having the perfect day. It looked like she had actually won, but hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there were a couple of certain things that didn't quite fit.
Right.
Like the idea of the motivation of this escaped convict.
Yeah.
To go and try to find her and track her down and how would he be able to do it. I assumed that maybe he had something to do with the death of her mother or something, and that was the reason why there was a tie-in, but there wasn't.
There wasn't, because it was all a ruse.
Yeah. And so the basic premise, and I have a hard time imagining that people were listening to this without really knowing anything about the movie at all, but the day keeps repeating. She keeps waking up every time she dies, and she's stuck on her birthday. So the reason, of course, I asked about Groundhog Day. Have you seen that?
I've seen Groundhog Day.
Have you ever seen Groundhog Day?
No.
We need to remedy that.
I know.
It's not a horror movie,
Groundhog
but it's
Day.
a funny movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, one of the things they even mention at the very end of the movie is they're going out that they reference the movie in particular, like the guy in the hero or her
boyfriend,
her love interest in the movie.
Yeah.
But not really.
Finally brings it up at the end. They address the elephant in the room. I don't know if you hear that expression, but the thing that was so obvious about the movie, people watching it, this is just like Groundhog Day premise. But
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a really great take on Groundhog's Day, except making it bringing that horror spin into it. So
we keep putting the yes in there. It's actually just Groundhog, but whatever. I made a mistake first.
The ending was a little. I wish there was more motivation,
right,
to why the roommate, or maybe a few more hints to why.
And why did it keep repeating? It's like, okay, Groundhog Day is Groundhog Day, but why on her death day. How was it even repeating? How did it even
how
happen?
did it even happen?
Yeah.
Did they explain that?
No, a couple
No.
of things.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
First of all, I would say that the Groundhog Day didn't explain it either.
But it's Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
But
And the title is Groundhog's Day. This is Happy Death Day. You know, so why does it keep repeating? And how does it keep repeating?
no, but in Groundhog Day, they don't explain it either. It just starts happening, and they don't explain why it stops. It seemed to suggest that he got out of it because he finally got
Did that movie in anyway?
Andy McDowell to fall in love with him.
Right.
And it stopped.
There was a point.
Yeah.
So what was the point on Happy Death Day?
She lived. So that does raise a couple of questions. Would she, was it just because of this day? If she had died a day before or the day after, in a year from now, 2 years, whenever, is she going to repeat that day again? Is she just a god? They did mention something that one of the more interesting twists on the concept that I thought was they added some. They raised the stakes because she started becoming damaged every time she would wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
The doctor said
they
that.
found that eventually because they had to give you something to worry about at some point, like a time limit.
Is she gonna die?
Yeah.
This time she dies, is she gonna wake up?
Right.
Yeah.
Or is she gonna be missing a lung? I don't know.
Okay, so I was
something else. No, go ahead. What do you have?
I'm reading the trivia for it from IMDb, and it says the original ending featured Tree murdered again, thus entering another time loop. The audience reacted furiously to this ending, feeling betrayed that the protagonist, after becoming a better person, still could not break free.
Yeah.
This ending was conceived as a way of leading the viewers to believe that it was never going to end.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. I would be pissed at that ending.
Well, see, that last time I thought that's what had happened.
Yeah.
I really thought that was
That there was another.
that it was just never going to end, and then she figured out the actual mystery, which I still think that was there were enough hints. I mean, they set up everybody. The first scene with her roommate, my thought was, oh, okay, they're going to do this thing where everybody's a suspect. We have at least three suspects now, and I recognize her as being one of them because of just that look on her face when she's dropped the cupcake and everything. It looked like, oh, she's taking her for granted, and maybe she'll get upset. And then also her reaction when she showed up at the hospital and was saying, "Oh, you're here for the doctor," that kind of thing. There's something, but I thought it didn't occur to me that she was jealous because that she wanted the doctor, but I thought maybe she might have been jealous of her roommate, or she was in love with her roommate and was feeling rejected in that way.
Right. But we didn't get any of that. It was,
That's
it was
why
there.
I like Scream.
The subtext
But
was there.
again, I was like, like with Groundhog's Day, the point of that, he fell in love with that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I thought, okay, she has to make up with her father. Was it her father or mother? Who was it?
Father.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be
Yeah.
the point. Like, okay, she's going to find her dad, make up, do all that, and then she'll come out of it. But that never happened. Mm-hmm. So what was the point of that?
Well,
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying that was another one of those things that was there as an example of ways that she could have become a better person when she eventually did grow and became a much more sympathetic character. And
more humble.
really,
right.
but the idea, the whole thing was she had to solve her murder to stop the loop from happening.
Mm-hmm. What Keith mentioned that he liked was that they weren't messing around. You know how they go, oh my gosh, I'm having, they freak out for a bit. She immediately went to trying to solve who killed her. So,
and I was surprised at how funny it was to me. Just I was laughing through the whole thing. She was a very funny character.
It was very well acted.
Yeah, and lots of interesting interactions.
Mm-hmm. Nate, what did you think? What did you like? What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. It was a pretty good movie. The part that I liked about it was, probably, the fact that, she was, like, trying to find her murderer and, like, she was, like, a jerk to everybody and she had to...
She had to become a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you like the mystery part of it.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure it out, sleuthing it out. Brandy, what about you?
I kind of liked, how as time went on, she was like, okay, he's gonna faint. He's gonna, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that was really good.
And she walked out naked. I think, she walked out naked at one point?
Yeah.
That was just hilarious.
She was like, you know what?
Yeah,
the look on her face. Yeah, just everybody. Just
Right.
The finger guns.
And then when she thought it was that one guy who was kind of like, meet her after class, she was like, oh, okay, you're watching gay porn. It's not you.
Yeah, well, I like how she was like, it's okay. Just love yourself. Stop texting me and love yourself.
I know. Live your truth.
Live your truth, yeah. And he was like, yeah. The one thing I liked was when she thought she was getting it right.
Right.
And then the guy died. Carter.
Yeah.
He got his neck snapped. And
Yeah.
she was like, well, if I live, he's dead forever.
Oh, that's right.
And then she
that's right.
hung herself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she wakes up and her neck is broken. So she's like,
I know.
Yeah.
So,
and that's when she thought it was the convict, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She assumed it was the convict. But we forgot that the roommate was also a nurse who was putting all that together.
So that's where she proceeded to live the perfect day, and it looked like that was going to be the final one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I really bought, as I said before, that they were just it was never going to end.
Yeah.
And that they really got us there.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of would have been okay with. I mean, I certainly was happy about the way that it ended. But I could also have seen the one they said that made the audience furious.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated, I would still would have respected that.
Yeah,
as a great horror movie ending.
Yeah.
How scary did you find it? Did you jump at all? Did you?
No.
It wasn't scary at all to me.
It wasn't scary. Yeah, it wasn't technically a scary movie. It was more of a slasher type.
Right.
Yeah.
Who done it?
What was interesting, I was going to bring that up because so you would still consider it a horror movie because some of the elements in it.
Right.
Yeah.
The element, like when she was walking to the party and there was like that big scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she thought that it was a prank.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So there were tense moments, but also there was graphic violence and gore, and I mean not super graphic, but graphic.
No, it was
enough.
PG-13, so it was enough.
Right.
But you know, all the Japanese horror films are now PG-13. All the supernatural horror films, even though they're still horror, but they're not gory. They've got this scare factor to them. The psychological. Like, this one was more of a psychological horror. How is she going to get out of it? How is she going to do all that stuff? So let's do our ratings. So we do 2.
We do?
Yes, we do an entertainment value, and how much you enjoyed watching it. And then we also want to do a scare factor also. How much we got scared by it, even though it wasn't super scary. Mm-hmm. It's just for people out there that might be fraidy cats that might want to watch this. So people
like Nate's mother, for example.
Yes.
Right. I was going to say, this would be a perfect movie for her.
So I like all horror films, and I would say I'm not someone that gets scared very easily. I'm not even squeamish when it comes to horror stuff. So
see, I am.
And you're a nurse. So.
I mean, but I don't like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Or Jason.
Oh, I like Jason.
See, I can't.
I like Freddy Krueger.
Or Chucky. I had nightmares about Chucky for I don't know how long. And even still, I can't look at a doll very long. I'm like turning around.
Well, that's different than what she was saying, though. She was saying that she doesn't get grossed out by just the blood
by
and
the
stuff.
gore and stuff.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Chucky movie when he pushed her out of the window onto a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our scores are 1 through 10. My entertainment value for this was definitely probably a 7 or 8. Wow. The scare factor, 2 or 3. It wasn't very high at all. Keith, why don't you go?
I was constantly entertained. I would say probably maybe even 8 or 9.
Very good. Yeah.
I'd go 9 actually. It was just very funny as I said. It was something surprising about. Well, actually, one of the other things they achieved, I should have mentioned. The most surprising thing to me about it was I was surprised at all by anything. Because, I'd wanted to see the movie, from the trailers and so forth, and I'd try to avoid those as much as possible, but they still had to give away a lot of what the movie was about to get to get people interested in it. So you knew that there was going to be a time loop going into it. And you knew that she's going to solve her murder or try to solve the murder or whatever. So there were still things left to discover, I found. And also was, as I said, the people were very funny in it.
Yeah.
So as far as scary, it's probably like a 2. There were some moments that, were certainly tense, but you knew that she was going to. The stakes weren't there. She was going to wake up. She was never in any real danger, and they actually had a lot of fun with it for most of it. They did eventually, again, as I mentioned, put some stakes in there by saying that she was getting damaged every time.
Right.
That made it interesting.
And I
but
thought, right.
it still wasn't really scary.
They didn't end up doing anything with it.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. There was a lot of, you could have done a lot with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That they didn't do a lot with her dad, with getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if
you know what I mean?
Exploded in the car, she'd have woken up and had smoke come out.
Right.
But they didn't.
Right. Mm-hmm. I guess they didn't go far enough for me. And I was kind of like, So, entertainment-wise, 5. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know. See, I'm a hard crowd.
She came into this saying she likes Scream better. So.
Right. I told you. I liked Screamed. Yeah. I liked, I Know What You Did Last Summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this, and I was kind of like comparing those. And I was like, 5 for me. Scary-wise, a 2.
Yeah.
Maybe the beginning when that thing was standing
that
there.
Weird thing, that baby face.
I don't even know what that was.
Well, the school mascot.
Yeah.
Right. Is that what it was? Okay.
That's why there's so many of those masks around, people dressed like that. So there are lots of red herrings there, too.
Their mascot was a baby.
And I was just thinking about things that I would have done, like, had I seen that thing, I would have turned around and ran it. Wasn't there a crowd of people who walked by her?
Yeah.
Go walk with the crowd. First of all, why are you going to a party by yourself at, what time was it?
I know, it was dark already.
I'm like, girl, where's your Uber? Where's your, why are you walking in a 90?
Yeah.
She's a pretty confident person. And as we saw that first time.
At what time?
Yeah.
And,
I'm like, I was like,
that'd be like buddy system folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's your buddy at?
Her sorority would be like that too. Like, no, you're not walking by yourself.
Right.
Especially to her own birthday party.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it a surprise birthday?
It was her surprise birthday.
Okay, that's
so
right.
So they would have had someone escorting her to
right, and leading her there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why is she walking there across campus by herself? Mm-hmm. And then when she sees what is that? A baby?
The baby mascot.
Yeah.
She has a conversation? No.
Yeah.
I would have. So that's why. See what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
I'm like, give it a 5 for me.
So what about you, Nate?
I would say 9.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a high score.
Yeah. And I think the funniest part was when she walked to the house and everybody jumped out and she punched the guy in the face.
That was
that's
funny.
right. I forgot about that.
The dance, where the dancing guy in the party, where he's like, "Hey, come up to my room."
Yeah,
the lights start going off and everything.
That was really good.
That was a really funny.
And the killer was in the bedroom, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the bedroom the whole time.
And
right.
Shoulder was like broken. Crack pipe. The scare factor, maybe like a 1.
Yeah.
The only scary part was when she was locked in the room and
at the frat party or at her dorm room.
Yeah, she was in. I think she was in her dorm room, maybe.
Yeah, the whole when they were searching when she searched the bathroom, that was a very intense scene.
Right.
Yeah, it was like
right. It's like and she was putting stuff in front of the door. Once she put herself in front of the door, like barricading her room in her. Barricading herself in her room.
I maintain there were a lot of well-crafted scenes in this. There were a lot of
So now we talk about stuff we want to promote, health things that you want to talk about, or anything in your personal life.
I just started. I'm on my weight loss journey, like every day. So I just started my new tea, which is oolong tea. I'm down 2 pounds. I don't know. It's just a normal tea. Yeah. Oolong tea. OOLONG. You can get it anywhere, Walmart.
Nice.
Try it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah. Nate, anything at school you want to talk about?
No, but I just started hockey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. We can all enjoy. Is it field hockey or is it ice skating hockey?
Ice hockey.
Nice.
And I just got a cap on my tooth because I have a cavity.
Oh, no. That sucks, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means you can eat more candy.
Chief, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, this and that.
Okay, well, start with this and end with that.
As we've often mentioned on this, I do audiobooks, and you can find them on audible.com if you look for J. Keith Jackson.
Woohoo!
And there's also It's All Been Done Radio Hour, which everyone here has attended at one point or another. Was when we record our live shows. And those are available on the IABD Presents Network, released every week. Some of the single sketches in podcast form. So
cool. Well, I want to talk to you guys about the good, the bad, and the geeky.
Oh yeah.
It's been around for a whole decade, actually. It's hosted by Nick Argenbright, and there's a ton of different guests that he has come on, and they would talk about movies. They sometimes have little skits. They do talk about pop culture items, and they usually have some fun bits they do in front of people.
Well, you've seen them, right? You guys remember? I don't know if you've been getting there early enough, but the things before the show.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have an RPG experiment that they're doing right now, so it's pretty interesting.
I love those. They're so funny.
Yeah, we're really glad that we can partner with them. Another thing you can also check out is iabdpresents.com, and you can also support all of our programming at patreon.com/IABD.
How do you spell Patreon?
PATREON.
Wow, I would have gotten it wrong.
I had been saying it patron.
I know.
That's what
yeah, I thought it was patron.
And then Keith is like, it's Patreon. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Was there an E in there?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it wrong. Okay.
Right. It's based on the idea of patronage, but the little brand name around it.